Hello and welcome to Cocktails with a Twist of History, your digital destination for all things cocktails. Florida has had a number of cocktails that were created there. That's not surprising. But what I found was they were not as old as I would have thought. This is going to be a double episode because there's a lot to say about the Florida and its cocktails. First, I want you though to subscribe and to like and to send a link of this show so that other people can enjoy Cocktails with a Twist of History. Florida was first colonized by Spain, beginning with his expedition in 1513. He established the first European presence there. The first permanent settlement started in 1565 with St. Augustine. It was later controlled by the British from 1763 to 1783. Later, it returns to Spanish control, and then eventually becomes a U.S. territory in 1821. Florida doesn't emerge as a significant party destination until the 20th century, not even as a cultural or political destination like the Northeast did. In the 1920s, it had something called a land boom, where it spread out over the state. There were speakeasies there, as people were going down there to transport alcohol during Prohibition, but it didn't have the upscale clientele that spurred the new cocktail creations. In the 1980s and the 1990s, it blossomed with the rise of the Miami Culture Club and the tourism-driven nightclubs. The Rum Runner is an old cocktail dating back to the 1970s. Florida has had a lot of rum and it has a lot of bananas, and this cocktail uses both. It started in the Florida Keys, as the Florida Keys had a lot of people that went down there that were a little bit more upscale. The classic version combines rum, orange, and pineapple juice, banana liqueur, grenadine, blackberry liqueur, and this is all shaken to make a really nice cocktail. A Rum Runner is usually served in a hurricane glass, garnished with pineapple or orange slices. We are going to put it into a large coupe glass, though, only because I think that's all I'm going to be drinking for tonight. At least with the double episode, I don't know if I want to go for both of them. Okay, I have been talking way too long. Let's make a Rum Runner. It is going to require our shaker, and we're going to need two types of rum. First, a light rum or a clear rum. This is a Puerto Rican rum, and let's put an ounce of this in. And now let's use an aged rum. Here we go. The aged rums tend to be a little bit darker, and we're going to put 1 ounce of that. Here we go. And here we go. 1 ounce of our dark rum. All right, we are going to need 1 ounce of our banana liqueur. I actually made a little bit of a banana liqueur here. I put gin into some chopped up bananas and let it sit there for a while. Let's use some blackberry liqueur, right? This actually has a lot of stuff. So this is a 1/2 ounce of blackberry liqueur that we're using. Here we go. A little bit of that, and it says 2 ounces of pineapple juice. So let's here is our pineapple juice, and we're going to go for our 2 ounces of pineapple juice. There we go. 1 ounce of fresh lime juice, and 1/2 ounce of grenadine. Grenadine, we said, is it's red, it's sweet, it's made from pomegranate, and it's usually used to add a little bit of sweetness and some color. Now, we are going to put our ice in here. And like I always say, make sure you've got a lot of ice going into your shaker. And here we go. More. And I'm going to save an ice cube for my glass. And let's put our cover on and shake. Now this one could use a little bit of shaking. just until it really gets that frothiness on the outside of the shaker. And here we go. Here's our glass. And let's see. It is a nice pink color. Still filled up a lot of this. There we go. And now we are going to garnish this with a wedge of orange. And here we go. If I can find what I did with it, my cherry. And let's try a Rum Runner. Cheers. Ooh, that is a really nice cocktail. The rum comes through very nicely. The pineapple, just really all around a nice cocktail. When mixed properly, the Rum Runner is a drink that will maintain a good sugar to sour ratio, but it isn't overloading, so you still don't get that fruit juice that washes away the rum. You can still taste the rum. Delicious cocktail. The Rum Runner originated in a place called the Holiday Isle Bar in a place called Isla Mirada, Florida. The cocktail's name is an homage to the Rum Runners, who were the smugglers in the Florida Keys who operated in the early 1900s, and they would bring the rum from the Caribbean to the United States. The bar says that the Rum Runner was invented by John Elber, also called Tiki John. It was a common story where he had a lot of banana liqueur and he had to find something to do with it. Well, like always, if you have more pieces of the story, please tell us. Stay tuned for part 2 of this, but you can always put something in the comments. You can always send us something by email, or you can tell it to the bottle. We want to know. Also, please make sure to subscribe. Please make sure to follow, to like, to send a link of this show to somebody so that they can enjoy cocktails with a twist of history. Thank you.